Oops. All right, there we go. Okay, hang on. Got it. Oh, there we go. That's even better. Okay. Aha. I guess that's good enough. Just want to get comfortable here. Yeah. Okay. Anybody out there? I don't see anybody yet. What is all this stuff? Post a comment. Oh, I get to post a comment, huh? Interesting. Yay, okay, back in. I wonder what I wonder what you all see when like my screen goes blank or does something weird. Like, do you see that? Do you see what software or whatever the issue I'm having or okay. I was just trying to get my picture in focus there. Still have a minute before we are actually on the air. I don't know what all this new stuff is over there. I want to make this bigger. Uh-oh. There I go messing with stuff again. Okay. I don't know why I have such a small screen here, but that is a Verizon issue, a phone issue. So, not to worry. We can still go here, most definitely. I'm just waiting for it to, oh, there we are. We're at noon. All right, so then, hello, Bay Trippers. Sharon Schultz here, he, also known as the Bay Lady, because, oh no, because I live in the Chesapeake Bay area of Maryland. And so, hang on, I just want to see something here. I did something stupid. I'm just having issues here. Studio. Hey, oh, okay, good. And there's my screen back too. All right, excellent. Now there's one little other thing that was going on, but we'll see if that didn't get fixed too. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, the Bay Lady, because I live near the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland, and I love the Bay Area. There are a lot of really cool events and places to see, and I love to share. So that's how I'm Bay Lady. I have some tours coming up in the next few weeks. Annapolis, the city dock, definitely Bay territory, and a few other cool places, Fort McHenry, and that is like water orientated as well. So if you're interested in keeping up with my tours, you want to like my Facebook page, The Bay Lady, or subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sharon Schultz, The Bay Lady, and then you'll get notices when my tours are coming up. And that's a good thing. Also on either my page or my channel, you'll see links to other places and platforms that I work with. You'll see one that says buy me a coffee. That just seems so appropriate for me because I love coffee, right? But anyway, that is a site that will accept tips and gratuities, donations, whatever you'd like to call it, to keep my free walking tours, moving along with, funding. Right. Anyway, today, however, we're not walking anywhere. Let's see, what do I want? We are gonna do some Beatles trivia. Da, 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 da. Yes, yeah, good trivia, Beatles. This is a pretty cool book. There's a few of them out there on the market, of course, but this is one that I recently picked up. So for the next few minutes, we will take a trip down memory lane, I guess you could say. Let's see. I want to find a good place to go. Okay, facts, basic information. Okay, there's a lot of basic information in here. I do have to say, a lot of fun facts here. Maybe we'll have to look at them later. Okay, but right now, we are going to do some trivia. Okay, are we ready? I'm not, but I will be in just 1 second. All right. Which of the following songs is an original Beatles tune? Is it Long Tall Sally, Roll Over Beethoven, or I'm Down? Okay, which one is an original Beatles tune? Remember, in their early days, before John and Paul had gotten together, they weren't writing their own music. They were doing covers, like for Buddy Holly and people, bands of that time. So, which one of these songs was actually an original Beatles tune? Was it Long Tall Sally, Roll Over Beethoven, or I'm Down? Tick-a-tock, tick-a-tock. Oh, you know what? Where's the answers? Let's see. I have to find the answers. I'm sure there's a key here somewhere. And while I'm looking, you can think about the answer. Oh, there it is. There's the answer key. Okay. So, anybody know? All right. Then I will tell you. The song that is an original Beatles tune is I'm Down. I'm Down. Written by John and Paul, no doubt. What was the Beatles' debut single? Was it From Me to You, Love Me Do, She Loves You, or Please Please Me? Now, I will note here that many times a question like this, the answer will be different depending on who the question is coming from. In the UK, their debut single was different from the single that they used to debut in the US. And this doesn't say which one it is. That's just a little trick thing I'll have you know. Okay, so let me read the question again and the choices. What was the Beatles' debut single? Was it From Me to You, Love Me Do, She Loves You, or Please Please Me? And the answer is, ta-da, drum roll, please. Love Me Do. Love me do. Which song was not written by George Harrison? Which song was not written by George Harrison? Is it I'm Happy Just to Dance with You? Something? Taxman? Or Only a Northern Song? Okay, which one was not a George song? I'm Happy Just to Dance with You, Something, Taxman, or Only a Northern Song? And the answer is I'm Happy Just to Dance with You. So George wrote Something, Taxman, which I love, and Only a Northern Song. Those were by George. By George. They were by George. By George. Okay. Oops. Let me just fall apart here. All right. Which of the following songs was neither written nor co-written by Ringo Starr? Which of the following songs was neither written nor co-written by Ringo Starr? Was it What Goes On, Don't Pass Me By, With a Little Help from My Friends, and Octopus's Garden? Okay, so which one was not written? Ringo has no credit on the lyrics of which one of these songs. What Goes On, Don't Pass Me By, With a Little Help from My Friends, and Octopus's Garden. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Hello, hello. All right. And the answer is, drum roll, please. Da-da-da-da-da. With a little help from my friends. Ringo didn't have any writing credits on that one. Which Beatles song does not include a reference to a previous Beatles song? Oh, this is a good one, isn't it? Which Beatles song does not include a reference to a previous Beatles song? Is it Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Glass Onion, I Am the Walrus, and All You Need Is Love? Okay, which song doesn't include a reference to a previous Beatles song? Well, this is a really difficult question because you have to go through in your head the lyrics of all four of them to figure out which makes a reference. That's very interesting. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Glass Onion, I Am the Walrus, and All You Need Is Love. Now, I want to say Glass Onion refers, or is it I Am the Walrus? Nope, Glass Onion. Oh, has a reference to I Am the Walrus, doesn't it? And the walrus was Paul. Oh, no. Maybe that's the wrong song. I don't know. Let's find out, right? Shall we? All right. Lucy in the Sky. Lucy in the Sky didn't include a reference. Now, so I will then challenge you to figure out which what the references is for Glass Onion, I Am the Walrus, and All You Need Is Love. You got to listen to them and see what other song they refer to, they mention. Which album comes first chronologically? Is it Revolver, Magical Mystery Tour, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, or Rubber Soul? Okay, which album comes first chronologically? Is it Revolver, Magical Mystery Tour, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, or Rubber Soul? Now I'm going to go ahead and make a guess here. I'm going to say this is the order that these albums came out in. I say Rubber Soul was first, followed by Revolver, okay, which started taking their music in a different direction, experimental. Then Sergeant Pepper, which, also was an album of distinction. And then the last would be Magical Mystery Tour. So that's my order. That's how I remember it. And we all know I don't remember everything very well. Anyway, so which one came first? And the answer is Rubber Soul. Ooh, I got one right. Yay. Oh, here's another one. Oh, shoot. Which of the following tracks is not on the White Album? Which one is not on the White Album? Savory Truffle, Blackbird, Revolution, or While My Guitar Gently Weeps? I know Savory Truffle is on the White Album, Savory Truffle, and Blackbird, right? Also on the White Album. I don't know about Revolution or While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Revolution was the John song, and While My Guitar Gently Weeps is a George song, as in that's who sang it, who the main artist is. Anybody? No guesses, huh? All right, well then it's time to look and see. See, Revolution was the one that wasn't on there. So, what came after the White Album? Abbey Road? Was Revolution on Abbey Road? Alexa, which Beatles album is the song Revolution on?
According to Wikipedia, Revolution is a song by the English rock band The Beatles, written by John Lennon and credited to the Lennon-MC-McCartney partnership. The song, arranged as Revolution 1, appears on the 1968 White Album by The Beatles.
It says it appears on the White Album. Wow. All right, now we have a dilemma. Who was right? Skylar Emery, the person who wrote this book or put it together, what have you, or Alexa, who quoted Wikipedia? Who was right? Oh my goodness, I wasn't.
On January 15, 2001.
She's still answering me. Anyway, okay. Well, I don't know about that. Any comments or any thoughts on that? You can get back to me later. What year did the Beatles officially disband? What year did they disband officially? 1981, 1975, 1968, or 1970? 1981, 75, 68, or 70? Now, my knowledge, according to what I remember, 1970 was the year they called it quit. That was the year they did the rooftop concert, so in London. Let's see if I'm right. Number 8B. Yeah, 1970. In 1960, Pete Best joined the Beatles as a lead vocalist, drummer, guitarist, or keyboard player. Pete Best in 1960. Was he the Beatles' drummer, vocalist, guitarist, or keyboard player? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. The answer is drummer. Pete Best was a drummer until he got booted out for Ringo, right? Here's another question. Who was the oldest Beatle? Which one? John, Paul, George, or Ringo? John, Paul, George, or Ringo? Who is the oldest? I know who it is. I know their birth order also. Do you guys know that? Well, Ringo is the answer. Ringo is the oldest, followed by John, then Paul, then George. George was the baby Beatle. What Beatles song was the first to make it number one on the UK charts, according to the record retailer chart? So what Beatles song was the first to make it to number one on the UK charts? Anybody know? Was it My Bonnie, From Me to You, Please Please Me, or Love Me Do? My Bonnie, From Me to You, Please Please Me, Love Me Do. Almost kind of rhymes, doesn't it? And the answer is From Me to You. From Me to You was the first Beatles song to hit number one in the UK. Oh, in 1966, John Lennon was quoted as saying about the Beatles, "We're more popular than Jesus now." In 1966, John was quoted as saying about the Beatles, "We're more popular than Jesus now." Is that true or false? True or false? That is a truism. That was true. I remember the incident. It was amazing. John made that comment, meaning that I think one of the reporters had, asked him, what do you think about your success, blah, 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 blah. And, John just said, well, I think we're more popular than Jesus now. And I guess maybe I know that some people found that insulting, irreverent, what have you, but it was a typical thing that a person, would say. I mean, anyway, the end result was radio stations calling for bonfires and come on, folks, bring your Beatles album. Let's burn them. Yeah, he thinks he's better than God. Okay, let's burn him down. And so some did, but okay. On that subject, the song that John wrote with Yoko, oh my goodness, what is the name of it? You know it ain't easy. You know how hard it can be the way things are going, they're going to crucify me. In the original song, the verse went, Christ, you know it ain't easy. And that song was banned from all the radio stations in the US. Christ, you know it ain't easy was banned. Now, if you listen to some of the songs on the radio, wow, they blow me away with all their insinuations and overtones and curse words. And it's just crazy that, you know, the Beatles were discriminated against for something at the time was, you know, heartfelt. That's what people were into. And now, decades later, it doesn't really matter anymore. Interesting. The Beatles gave their last concert performance on August 29th, 1966. What city did this monumental event occur? Okay. The Beatles gave their final live concert performance, concert setting venue, concert, right? On August 29th in 1966. What city did this monumental event occur? Is it Atlanta, Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida, Little Rock, Arkansas, or San Francisco, California? Anybody? Atlanta, Jacksonville, Little Rock, or San Fran? Yeah? Well, the answer is San Fran. Their final concert was in San Francisco. And at the time, I don't know if they really realized that it would be their last concert, but 1966, if you think about one of the questions we just had earlier about the order that the Beatles albums were released, and it was Rubber Soul, Revolver, Sgt. Pepper, that was right around that mid 1960-ish period there where their music was changing. They were experimenting, and they got to the point where they needed a studio to create the music they were after. You know, their days of live performances, you know, to achieve the new sound that they were going for just weren't practical anymore. In December 1970, who made the comment, I didn't leave the Beatles have left the Beatles? December 1970, which Beatle made the comment, I didn't leave the Beatles have left the Beatles? John, George, Paul, or Ringo? Oh, nope, sorry. No, John. Okay, the choices are Ringo, George, Pete Best, and Paul. No, John. 1970, which one, Ringo, George, Peter, Paul, made the comment, I didn't leave the Beatles left the Beatles? I'm going to say it was Paul. I'm pretty sure it was. But I do look and check. But yeah, I think it was Mr. Paul. 14. Yep, Paul. The British Daily Telegraph once compared the Beatles to Hitler. The British Daily Telegraph once compared the Beatles to Hitler. True or false? I don't have any knowledge of this that I recall right now. The British Daily Telegraph. Oh, is that the same newspaper that Prince Harry just won a lawsuit over something? So, what do you think? Did it call the Beatles Hitler? How could they compare the Beatles to Hitler? That would be interesting. I think. True or false? And the answer is true. Okay. Have to look that up. Have to Google that. Yes, indeed. Okay. Think we have time for a couple more. Yeah. What were the names of John's two sons? Was it Sean and Harold, Sean and Julian, Will and Julian, or Chuck and Dave? Sean and Harold, Sean and Julian, Will and Julian, Chuck and Dave. Chuck and Dave, that's a line from one of their songs, right? Oh, when I'm 64. Hmm. Okay, so the answer is Sean and Julian. Julian was his oldest son that he had with his first wife, Cynthia. And then Sean is his youngest son that he had with Yoko Ono. How old was John when he died? Was he 38, 36, 64, or 40? How old was John when he died? 38, 36, 64, or 40? And the answer is, drum roll please, 40. 40 years old when he was gunned down so unfairly. Last question of the day. What was the Beatles' last album recorded? What was the last album recorded? Was it Revolver, Hello Goodbye, Yellow Submarine, or Abbey Road? Revolver, Hello Goodbye, Yellow Submarine, or Abbey Road? Hello Goodbye isn't an album. Answer's Abbey Road. Okay, well, if all goes well, we are back to lunchtime Beatles trivia Wednesdays at noon for the unforeseeable future. Don't forget to check my Facebook page and my YouTube channel for information on more more upcoming tours. I got some good ones coming up if I do say so myself, and I do. So y'all take care. And remember, I love coffee.